Nigeria is bleeding, hemorrhaging, in fact. It's been hemorrhaging for quite some time. A nation in pain, a mother whose cries have echoed for years, unheard and unanswered. But now, her wail has reached the ears of Donald Trump. A pastor standing knee deep in an open mass grave pleads for Trump to save them, the victims of a massacre, their only crime being Christian. And that's how the story is told. Christians are being slaughtered, churches burned down, communities erased. But here's the question, why Trump? Why would anyone call him of all people? The sad truth is that Nigeria is not just a nation that fails to protect its own. It profits from their pain. Investigative journalists have exposed the dark web of corruption, politicians and senators allegedly sponsoring the very chaos they claim to fight. Terrorism, KID napping, human abduction, and unaliving for profit. And across Africa, whispers grow louder. Some leaders even know their names. So now Trump says he's coming, guns blazing, to save Nigerian Christians. But here's where the irony cuts deep. This is the same man who banned Nigerians from entering the United States. All visas to Nigeria have been denied and halted. The same man who championed a motion to debar them from entry altogether. It's no secret that so many visas from Nigeria have been halted and denied. Yet now suddenly he wants to rescue them. In South Africa, when he talked about their quote-unquote genocide, which many white South Africans said was non-existent, Trump offered asylum, but only to white South Africans. When Nigerians cry for help, they are offered invasions. Being that Trump cares so much for Nigerian and its plight, why is it not offering the same asylum it offered to the South Africans? When you speak to Nigerians on ground, the story becomes even more complex. Many say Muslims are also being unalived, that the violence doesn't wear one religion's name. So what's the real truth here? Is this about saving souls? Is this about the love for Nigeria? Or is it something else? Some are of the opinion that this is about seizing opportunity or the lust for power and resources. One thing is certain, Nigeria is suffering, and the ones pretending to save her might just be the ones holding the knife. Let's be honest. Trump isn't flying his troops halfway across the world because his heart bleeds for Nigeria. This isn't about faith, freedom, or compassion. There are many who are of the opinion that this is about what's buried under Nigeria's soil and about power. Oil, gas, gold, uranium, the kind of resources that keep the world running and the West rich. Some analysts say that this has nothing to do with saving Christians and everything to do with positioning, getting a foothold closer to the Sahel, closer to nations like Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, the AES alliance, where African leaders like Ibrahim Traore are pushing for full sovereignty, cutting old colonial ties and rejecting Western control. To Washington and its allies, that's not independence, that's defiance. So maybe this isn't a rescue mission. Maybe its strategy is disguised as sympathy, a power play wrapped in the language of salvation, because a truly sovereign Africa is the West's worst nightmare. But here is the reality. The truth is, no matter what the mission really is, whether it's genuine concern or cold ambition, the people of Nigeria are bleeding. Every day, families vanish. Children grow up surrounded by fear. Villages burn while leaders sit in comfort. Nigeria is crying out for help. And when people are desperate, they'll reach for anything that looks like hope, even if it's poison dressed as medicine. That's the danger of desperation. A drowning man doesn't ask who's throwing the rope, he just grabs it, even if the hand reaching out to save him belongs to the very ones that pushed him in. So here we are. Trump promises salvation. Nigerian government gives its people nothing, yet the graves keep getting deeper. And the question that haunts the air tonight is this: when your own government will not defend you, when the world only sees you as a pawn on a chessboard of power, what choice does Nigeria have? What does Nigeria do when the only voices offering help might just be wearing masks? Even if Trump's intentions toward Nigeria aren't pure, even if his motives are driven by power, profit, and politics, one can't deny the impact of his presence. His name alone has sent ripples of fear through the Nigerian ranks. So maybe, just maybe, his shadow could bring a pause, a temporary silence in violence. Could that be the strange, unexpected blessing in all of this? That for once, this holiday season, families might actually travel across the states without fear, that children could dance at Christmas without gunfire in the distance, that maybe, for a moment, Nigeria could exhale. Perhaps it's not peace born of justice, but peace born of fear. Yet even that is still peace. And in a nation that has known nothing but heartbreak, maybe this fragile calm, however temporary, might be the small mercy Nigeria desperately needs. What are your thoughts? Do you have any solutions? Comment below.